What's up, everybody? Noah Kisher back here for my review of Blonde, the brand new Marilyn Monroe fantasized film all about Norma Jean, or as we know her, Marilyn Monroe, and this is basically her life. We start out in the younger years with her mom, who was abusive to her, and she ends up going into an orphanage. And now we go way into the future, about probably 20 years later, and she is now Marilyn Monroe. You see her life, you see what she goes through. This is a fictionalized take on this film, on this icon. This icon is still popular today. Millions of people love her to death. I love her to death. She's one of the most beautiful women ever created. And this movie does her no justice. Now, I'm not saying that none of this stuff happened, because it did. Joe DiMaggio did beat the ever-living shit out of her after she did the famous scene in The 7-Year Itch. Yeah, he did beat the ever-living shit out of her. Now, did the scene with Kennedy happen? We don't know. We know she probably had an affair with him. We do know that she did marry Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller. However, they are not allowed to say Joe DiMaggio or John F. Kennedy. They call them Daddy and the President. And I think because they didn't get clearance from the actual from their representatives to use their names when the book, because this is based on a book. It is based on the book Blonde. Now, I have read a book, read/listened to a book about her life. And it goes into her teenage years. I was kind of thinking they would go into her teenage years to make it a little bit more upsetting, a little bit more dramatic, and just harder to watch than it already is. They did not do that. They skipped her teenage years. She married someone when she was 16 years old. That's all I'm going to say. This film does her no justice. This is a disrespectful take on Marilyn Monroe's life, because it's more concerned about being truthful to the book than actually giving her any respect. This movie is based on that book, and that book is already controversial. This film does itself no favors by having her naked 5 times, 4 times, having no need to be naked. No need to be naked. It's just to see Ana de Armas's boobs, which we've already seen. And this is just a movie to pretty much do as many upsetting things as possible. There's no change of tone here. There's no change of tone. They barely go into a happy moment in her life. And she had happy moments. She had happy moments. Getting out of those relationships are happy moments. They don't even go into that. They don't even tell you how she met Joe DiMaggio. They don't even tell you how she met John F. Kennedy. They don't do any of that. And I'm feeling about going into full spoilers here, but I'm just going to shut my damn mouth, because I could go off on this film. This movie is 2 hours and 47 minutes. It does not need to be that long. You could easily cut out 20-30 minutes of this film. It's overly long. The script needs a lot of work, and it's just a disrespectful film towards Marilyn Monroe. Now, I'm not saying this towards Ana de Armas, because she's the best part about the fucking film. Her performance is fantastic. It's a fantastic performance. And I think she deserves some awards love. Is she going to get it? By all means, no. I don't think she has a shot at even winning or being nominated for any of this stuff. Earlier in the year, before we started getting reactions about how this is a disgrace and a disgusting film, this was going to be up for some awards from what we thought. Instead, it's going to be up for maybe some Razzies. It's going to be up for some Worst of the Year potential. This film is disrespectful. Andrew Dominique is a director who is no stranger to us, because if you look at his past films, the main one everybody knows, and the only one that I've ever heard of, is the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. That is the main film that everybody knows him from. And everybody seems to like this film. I have not seen it. I will see it at some point, because I do enjoy a good action western mystery thriller. But Blonde, on the other hand, is just a disrespectful take on Marilyn Monroe on all accounts. It's not an awful film. This is not awfully bad. The lighting isn't awful. The cinematography isn't freaking awful. It's not a great film, though. It's just a piss poor attempt at trying to tell Marilyn Monroe's story. And I think he could have done a lot better job with maybe a documentary, with a better filmmaker who was not intrigued with anything other than her boobs, because you see her boobs way too much. I mean, it was kind of like a scene. It's kind of like that scene in Swordfish where Halle Berry is holding a book here and she puts the book down so that everyone can see her boobs. That's mainly the reason why it was in there. She got paid more money to show her boobs. I'm pretty sure that Ana de Armas was giving everything to this role. Her accent did slip a little bit every once in a while, but it wasn't taking me out of the film by any means. Overall, this is a bad film. It's not awful, but it's a bad film. I'm going to give Blonde a D. There you go, everybody. I have a lot of reviews coming your way. I have a review for the new IFC film Vespa, as well as the new Western film with Willem Dafoe called Dead for a Dollar. I will also have reviews for the brand new Hallmark films, Girlfriendship, Nikki and Nora. A Country Romance on Up TV is also coming out. I do have a review of that one, but I'm probably going to take that one down. But we also have GAC Families giving us Home for Harvest. I can't remember if Netflix is having anything this week. Let me just do a quick check for you. I don't know if they're having anything this week. 16 more. No. Nothing of note is coming to Netflix this week that I will be reviewing. But next week, on the other hand, it's going to be a busier week. I will see all of you guys next time.